Okay, my name's Zakashi, guys. We're going to be going through festival predictions that I have. So it's gonna be kind of early. I already done this right after the anniversary finished. I did one for specifically Legends Limited, so it's just a video of just Legends Limited, and I did a video of just Ultras. But in this one, I'm gonna give a highly specific early prediction of what I think is coming for the festival this year, 2024. People keep asking me, Zach, what do you think's coming for the festival? What do you think's coming for the festival? So I guess it's about time for me to produce this video, just so people stop asking me and I have a reference point. But of course, this is also fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let's get into this. So first, let's get into the format. I thought about the format a lot, and honestly I felt like the best format they could produce is the same as last year. We're gonna have 2 Legend Limiteds in part 1. We're gonna have 1 Legend Limited in part 2, going to be a game original, and then we're gonna have 1 Ultra for the finale of the festival. Very simple, very neat. I also feel like they've been dropping a lot of Legend Limiteds, a lot of units in general this year, especially spanning from the start of the anniversary up until now, which is October. They've dropped so many units, man. 2 units in part 1, 2 units in part 2, and then an Ultra. Then there's a 1 after the party. That's crazy, man. They dropped a lot, so I think they should just slow it down, do what they did last year. They'll drop only 3 Legend Limiteds, which is still kind of a lot, but you know, and then they drop just 1 Ultra. Whether they want to fancy up the Ultra, I'm not gonna make predictions on that. I don't think they're gonna do anything like an Ultra finish or 2 Ultras. I really just think it's gonna be very simple, but they're just gonna drop something nice that we'd like to see. Now let's get into the core predictions of this video. Alright, so boom, we got the first Legend Limited that they're going to show for the 2024 festival. Now I know a lot of people are going to be thinking, no way, they're gonna drop this guy as an Ultra. Put the fries in the bag if you think this guy's dropping as an Ultra. They're not dropping this guy as an Ultra. They do love the future arc, I'll tell you that, and I think they would actually drop this guy as a Legend Limited at least, because they Zenkai'd Corrupted Zamasu. That was too random for it to not have correlation to something this year. They were not supposed to drop any future buffs, but we got Corrupted Zamasu Zenkai, the Legend Limited. So they better drop a Fusion Zamasu, plus it ties in with the powerful opponents. This is the first Legend Limited I think they're going to drop. In Sparking Zero, his colors are beautiful, and they've also been implementing a lot of good auras with a lot of characters that we've seen. In general, you know, we have the likes of, let me just go back to the past a little bit, Ultra Vegito Blue, very good aura on that character. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, very good aura on that character. I think Gogeta Blue as well has good aura as well. A lot of these characters have good auras, but we know that Fusion Zamasu specifically, he would have that godly aura. If you played Sparking Zero, then you know how it looks too good. He would be very, very valuable if they dropped him in Legends as a character to look at. Whether they would make his kit good, I think he'll have like infinite life or something. He would be healing to the death, you know. Or maybe if his health gets to a certain point, he like turns corrupted. That could be like a new mechanic they add with him. Not too much on the mechanics though, but I think it makes sense. My only basis for this is that they Zenkai'd Corrupted Zamasu, and that was too random besides from the fact that he's a powerful opponent. People are running him on Fusion Warriors anyways, and the devs be watching, bruh. They got this guy in the bag. He's gonna be the thing that's gonna lead into future in 2025. I could easily see that being the case. Plus, at least we get something for future as an actual unit, not just a Zenkai, you know. I know people want this guy as an Ultra, but I really don't think he's going to drop to finish off a celebration. He's not hero worthy, you know. They love the Goku Black arc, so I see them dropping something future related. At first I didn't, but I do see it more plausible now that I think about it, and I want it to be kind of outside the box. Of course, he's not going to be the alone thing, but I think going for the heroes versus villains type of approach is actually a good way to go about it, and I can easily see this being the case. So we're going to go Corrupted Zamasu. I said Corrupted Zamasu. Fusion Zamasu as the first Legends Limited for the 2024 festival. But this one's probably a miss. I already know that, but I want to have a out the ball prediction. So basis, Corrupted Zamasu Zenkai. It was too random and nothing's connected to it besides from the fact that obviously he's a Fusion Warrior and a powerful opponent, but they've dropped too many powerful opponents to say that that's really a good reason, you know. For basically the 3rd year in a row, we've got Beast Gohan making another appearance in the Dragon Ball Legends game. We're gonna drop Beast Gohan with Orange Piccolo as a tag unit. Now, I do understand that I believe for the superhero campaign that they dropped, they put a lot of them on boost. It was for a reason, something to do with like promotion. I remember there being a pop-up in the game. It wasn't just random, like they were just planning to buff them. It was something based on promotion around the movie. So I think it'd been like maybe a year since release, maybe 2 years or something like that. I don't remember what exactly what it said. Somebody will fill me in the comment section. But there was intention behind it. It wasn't just, oh, we want to release some superhero stuff so that we can drop superhero in the festival. But this sells. The objective truth is this sells. And I think it'd be a wasted opportunity considering they just ran back a bunch of superhero stuff to not just drop superhero units. This would be like the last thing we're getting out of this, especially because Dokkan has got this as well. And it could also be their Legends original unit that they drop, you know. It would be dope. I think a lot of people would summon for this. I think everybody would summon for this, actually. Everybody. This is a dope unit here. So they'd be dropping this, right, alongside Fusion Zamasu. Now, how do I feel about Fusion Zamasu dropping? I personally don't care, but I think it's something that is plausible in the festival nonetheless. But this one here would obviously overshadow. Now, what I want to point out is they clearly don't care about what overshadows. They don't care. They don't care. They did Evo Ken so dirty last year, bro. Dropped Evo Ken, hyped it up as if everybody knew that was dropping. And then they just go ahead and drop Beast Gohan following them, sorry. That's mad. That's mad. So they clearly don't care about overshadowing stuff. Basis for this is that I think it's simply a waste for the superhero stuff to just come and go. They should definitely drop a new superhero unit. And the only one I could think of is really Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo. If they drop a new Orange Piccolo, I'm personally not really there for that. And if they just drop that with a Fusion Zamasu, it's not good enough. We need some heroes, and then obviously in this case I'm choosing for there to be an antagonist, which is Fusion Zamasu, because a lot of people have been begging for Fusion Zamasu. I will also say that Toshi this year, he said twice, we've been listening. He said that twice this year. The first time was with Final Flash Vegeta. We've been listening, we've heard you, and decided to drop a Final Flash Vegeta, right? Cool. Then he said it again with God Goku. We've listened to you guys, and the long-awaited God Goku has dropped. Alright, cool. If Fusion Zamasu is like one of the halves of the part 1, Beast and Orange Piccolo, I wouldn't say it's a long-awaited unit, but he's done justice on one side, and then he overshadows on the other side. God Goku, you know? Overshadowed by Ultimate Gohan. We need the trend to continue. Now, this isn't a very, like, how can I say, reasonable way to go about it, of course. It is not a reasonable way. But let's be honest, when has Legends really been reasonable? Very rarely. So once I put it like that, it seems a lot more plausible. Obviously, I'm just kind of having fun with this, but I could easily see them dropping a Fusion Zamasu. People like, finally, oh my god, the guys finally won. They got something. Then they just release this after, and it's like, okay, that was enough. Let's all go for this. And it would be the most hype thing ever. And to be honest, nobody would be upset because everybody would want this, but the Fusion Zamasu guys get Fusion Zamasu too, you know? God Goku guys got God Goku, but people mess with Gohan, so the guys went for Gohan because he was cracked as well. This unit beats Gohan, and on Orange Piccolo obviously going to be cracked as well, so there will easily be a good unit on the other side to overshadow. Let me know what you guys think about that. Like I said, it's not reasonable, but when has Legends ever been reasonable? Now, this is kind of going to contradict what I said previously, but you'd have to hear me out. And I think it would also be a good way to bait people so we can get good units. Now, I think they have to drop a Legends original unit, a game original unit, whatever you want to call it. They dropped Bardock and Goku last year, and even right now, they literally announced that Bardock and Goku are going to be getting a Platinum equipment in November. So that means something game originals has to drop. If they don't drop anything game original, I'll be like, what the hell? Now, I did mention before, if they drop a tag Beast Gohan and Piccolo, that would be a Legends original unit, of course, because they did not fight. Well, they did help each other, of course, but they weren't really a tag unit, you know. They weren't jumping together. It's more like Piccolo was being a shield, and then, you know, Beast did most of the work. We saw it happen. What I was thinking is more so that if they do decide to drop this instead, so if I'm going to be predicting this as the part 2 sole game originals, because the game originals banners are not like regular Legend Limited banners. So if they were going to drop Fusion Zamasu in part 1 and they were going to drop Gohan and Piccolo in part 1 as well, they wouldn't drop a regular Legend Limited banner, then on the side of it a game originals banner with just the Legend Limited. It wouldn't really suit well together for part 1. I don't think they do that. Like I said, they keep the same format like they did last year. So what I was thinking, just in case they don't drop a game originals Gohan Beast, they don't call it a game originals, it'll probably be a Gohan and Beast tag unit. If it's not that, it'll probably be like a PyCon unit, so it'll just be Orange Piccolo starting unit and we'd be like, oh crap, it's Legend Limited Orange Piccolo, but he revives into Beast Gohan. That would make a lot more sense. So it's kind of like after Piccolo gets cooked, you know, Beast Gohan comes out and you could say that Piccolo's an assist from that point. You know, he wasn't completely out of it. So if that's going to be the case, that would just be a regular Legends Limited. This would be the part 2 and it's a Game Originals banner, which makes a lot more sense. But of course, a tag unit is a lot better. Actually debatable, but I think a tag unit performs and is cooler than a revival unit. But a revival unit is more like meta based, you know. You have 2 lives, but with a tag unit, you're just continuously switching. Now, forward into part 2, we're gonna get the Game Originals. This should speak for itself. We have this in Xenoverse, and they had like a really cool fight scene in Xenoverse. If you want to go look it up, but they were pretty much fighting a bunch of Janembas. It's really cool the way they work together. We've seen Bardock and Goku on the Dragon Ball Super cover. It's not ridiculous for them to just take something from a different game as well, which in this case it would be Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Gohan from the future Gohan. And it would work really well, to be honest. A lot of people go for it. A lot of people love future Gohan. Everybody loves Goku though, so it would just sell as a Son family unit. It makes the most sense to bring out something like this, and they would sync well with the previous Goku and Bardock, who is also a Son family unit because Goku's on it. Would they follow the same scheme with the different elements? They could do that because that would allow them to fill up the Game Originals tag with a lot of variety in a sense. So we already have Goku and Bardock who are blue and green, right? So then if you just make these guys also 2 elements, whatever elements they can be, let's just say red and purple, right? Let's just say red and purple. Goku's red and Gohan's purple. Let's just say that's the case. It would add more variety to the Game Originals tag, making them usable much faster, and also giving them more options for Zenkai buffs, juicing the team at a higher level for less. You know, they don't need to release a lot of units because they cover a lot of bases with just 2 units alone. 2 units alone, that's 4 elements. That would be dope. You know, they also have Charlotte, of course. Not that he's especially good or anything. They have Giblet. Anybody else worth mentioning? Not really, you know. So overall, I think this would be a good unit for part 2. People would say it's hype. If they give them similar animations like they did in Xenoverse, and they give them like a adult father and son, that would be dope. Just like how we have right here. You know, that would be dope as well. But those are just that's just my prediction for part 2. It's just kind of out there, and I think it works. Alright, so we're gonna end out the year with Super Saiyan 4 Goku. If you're thinking, no, it's gonna be Ultra MUI, this is not something that I'm moving on. So even though this is an early prediction, I really think they're going to drop Super Saiyan 4 Goku as the Ultra for the finale for the festival. My basis for this is the simple fact that last year they closed out with a Universe Rep. And if you count how many Ultras we got for Universe Rep last year, we got Hit, right? And we got Ultra UI. I believe only those 2 for Universe Rep. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's just those 2. At the end, we got Ultra UI. At the start, we got Ultra Hit. This year, we've only got Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So we're missing one if they're trying to match the process of how they buffed Universe Rep with GT. And GT, we've only got Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as Ultra. We did get the Ultra Omega Plat, but we're really not going to count that. Let's be honest, so many characters getting Plats. It would make a lot of sense for them to drop a Super Saiyan 4 Goku just to match that, so we get 2 Ultras for GT as well, and that would solidify them for buffs throughout the year. I feel even though GT has got a lot of buffs this year, they got a lot of units, man. Bomku, Super 17, Super Baby 2, G4, Omega Shenron, Rage. You know, they got a lot of buffs this year. That's not accounting for anything else. Those are just units that I mentioned, premium units. We need them to still be a top 1 team at a certain point. I feel like throughout the year, every time GT gets somewhat of a buff, they weren't really like definitively top 1. When Bomku dropped and the Zenkai G4 dropped, they were used a lot, I will not lie. When Super 17 dropped, a lot of people were using Android with Red Cell, and they were leader slotting Golden Frieza and Ultra UI going forward. Even in the anniversary when G4 dropped, people were running Fusion Warriors and they were leader slotting him with Majin Buu Saga with Ultimate Gohan. It kind of felt like even though they're buffing GT majorly, GT was never the one definitive team. And if they'd release Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I'm obviously specifically thinking of a Dragon Fist Goku, he could be that unit that makes the team definitively top 1. Now if we look at the Son family units, they've dropped a bunch, so I feel like Son family would definitely be used as well. But we do have a lot of good GT pieces now. It will bring G4 back. You know, it's not like he's left actually. But of course, with the meta right now, it's kind of catered to devouring him very heavily. It would allow Omega Shenron to see more shine on his specific team. It might give Bombku more value because then it will be mixing in with Son Family and GT. They're literally both Gokus. Obviously, depending on if people want to use him. But I think he's good for tanking. He has endurance. There's a lot of survivability on GT, but there'll be a lot of offensive power too. And having the mix of the two will literally make the team perfect. If they were to drop something like an Ultra MUI, it just wouldn't be necessary, in my opinion. Yes, it would be more hype, and yes, it would definitely sell more. However, ultimately, it's just going to be pushing towards Son Family, and I don't feel like Son Family on its own needs specifically an Ultra MUI. And also, it's a waste for Universe Rep because they haven't got anything this year besides from that Kaioken plat. And do you even count that? I guess you do. But for the most part, Universe Rep shouldn't be getting anything this year. That's why I'm ruling out Ultra MUI. They could drop an Ultra Beast as well, but I really think that would be way too much considering we've literally got so many dominant. Well, we've got 2 beasts, but they were both insanely dominant, so we should step away from that, and we should really just give GT the final closing part that they need, considering they went a whole 365 with no buffs. Give them the buffs they deserve this year, and then we can move on to other stuff next year. So just to confirm my overall predictions in this video, part 1, we're gonna get LF Fusions Zamasu, Legend Limited Fusions Zamasu, and alongside them is going to be a Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo of some sort. Whether it'll be a game original or not, I doubt it, so they'll probably just make it a tag unit and just say it's a regular Legend Limited, but I don't think they do that, so they'll probably make it an Orange Piccolo and then revive into Beast Gohan. Then for part 2, it will be Future Gohan and Super Saiyan Blue Goku as a tag unit. Game originals, probably 2 more elements as well to boost up the team, especially considering Bardock and Goku are getting a plat that essentially boosts up the team very effectively. And for part 3, I've got Super Saiyan 4 Goku to close out the year for GT, and that would be their second Ultra throughout the whole year. Let me know what you guys think about all of that. I think they're pretty good predictions. Of course, it was kind of just out of the water. I don't have strong bases for this because it still is quite a bit early, and it's very likely that we're going to get an Ultra even for this Majin Buu saga that they're buffing. They literally just dropped their Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and the Majin Buu with Hercule assist, so let's see what happens with that first. Once we get into November, we'll know exactly what's more likely to drop in the festival, and I'll probably make a closer prediction there because we'll have more information. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I've been saying 100,000 a lot, but that's just habit. I appreciate you guys for watching the video, man. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.